Letting go. I am letting go right now of the need for things to be perfect. There are a lot of people at the beach, there are cars driving near to me, so it's loud, and we are just going with the flow. And I think it's just perfect for the subject that I wanted to talk about today. And the first thing that I want to say is that it feels almost like through our lives there are different moments where we are visited where we have to work with this concept, this idea of letting go. And it's one of those funny things where I feel like I'm sure everyone might relate with this example. Like, we all have gone through breakups, we all have gone through moments where we have to let go, and we might have this awareness of being like, oh god, I was finally able to let go, and then I felt great and all these things. But then there's other moment in life when we are like experiencing again all these feelings. So I don't think it's something that we learn fully in life. We are always presented with this experience from different levels, in different shapes, in different forms. So the first thing that I want to acknowledge is that it is really, really difficult. It is hard. I think it's part of being a human that we get comfortable. We like our comfort zones. Some of us might be very romantic and idealize things. We might have, I'm including myself in this group of people, some of us might have layers of codependency. So yeah, the first thing I want to say, if you're in this video, I'm sure you are dealing or you are working with this idea of letting go, and I want to acknowledge you. I want you to know that it's not easy. So let's be gentle and compassionate with ourselves, and to be honest, that's also the first step to start the process of letting go, and it's creating acceptance of the situation. We can use the example of a breakup. We can use the example of having to move to a new house or having to move to a different city. There's someone smoking cigarettes, the like the smell of cigarettes. And those things are challenging depending on again where we are in life, what we are experiencing at the moment. What if we have to move to a new city when we just became closer with this group of friends, or if we just started enjoying the lifestyle in the city? That's challenging, right? And the same thing with a relationship. Like, what if from nowhere we just find out that this person has all these behaviors that are just not aligned to the person we want to be, or he's just not aligned to the life that we want? Those things, like, of course, it's hard. So the one thing that I recommend to do is to just find your own version of creating a space to hold yourself accountable, to just more than accountable, just to be with yourself during this moment. Of course, being around other friends and other people that can support you, it's always really good. But in this video, as always, as I share in my videos, it's I invite people to reflect and to be intentional with these experiences so we can learn, and next time something like this happens to us, we have the tools and we have more awareness, so it's easier for us to overcome and navigate these situations. So I invite always people to journal, but you can go on a little walk, spend some time in nature. Like, I am supposed to be in nature, I'm kind of on the beach, but it's kind of busy. But yeah, find some space for yourself to have a little quiet time, to be present with your emotions. Because what happens in the moment we start accepting, like, okay, this is hard, even if you don't think that's what's happening, when we start creating that acceptance, we are releasing, we are letting go. Because that's what happens when we are not letting go. We are creating a lot of resistance. We are attached to the outcome, or to the version of things that, to what we think things should be, or the relationship, or our time living in one same place. So by you having that little moment of stillness, of being connected with your emotions and your thoughts, you are practicing already what is going to help you to get out of this moment, of this experience. In that little journaling or in that moment of reflection, some of the things that you can say to yourself is that you can say loving things like, I welcome all the feelings that I'm experiencing at the moment, all the disappointment or sadness or grief or discomfort, and explore them. Because the thing is that for a lot of us, because we never learned how to navigate these kind of situations, we didn't learn how to work with our emotions, we resist the emotions, and of course in the process of letting go, because or in the process of not letting go, we are already living in a lot of resistance. In the moment we do not want to feel our emotions, the moment we want to avoid our emotions, we are adding more resistance to the process. So I do a lot of yoga, and I enjoy so much having an active life that helps me so much to work with my emotions. If you identify yourself as an emotional person, I talk a lot in my channel to very sensitive people. Sometimes when you are very sensitive, the world feels like it is designed for non-emotional or not very sensitive people. So I like to include my tribe, people that also feel so deeply alive. And yeah, it's just tough, it can be tough, but that's why people like me, and maybe like you too, we are curious to learn all the tools and all the things that can help us to experience life in more profound and beautiful ways. So maybe you're familiar with the practice of yoga, and a lot of the things that we experience when we are practicing the very difficult stretches, positions, is that you are invited to breathe into the discomfort, into the tension that we are creating in that moment. And after the class, you feel amazing. So we kind of can bring that example of what happens in a yoga flow to this process of letting go. So we want to release. We want to release all the emotions. A lot of what might happen for some people, it's also that the not letting go of that current situation, it's a pattern of behaviors that we might have from childhood. So we are used to control things and people, just because we have, some layers of, as everyone does, some layers, so much noise, God, some layers of trauma, or we can say unprocessed emotions. So again, that's why I invite people to have any kind of movement with their bodies. That helps a lot to move unfelt emotions, things from the past, especially in these moments when we are being invited to let go. And the second thing, the next thing that I invite people to do is, after you have those releases and you are like, okay, you accept the situation, whatever is happening, is to just be super committed to how you want to feel. You are doing all these things because you might want to feel better, you might want to feel different. So be committed to that vision that you have of how you want to feel and where you want to be in life. And of course, as we know, as we have seen in a breakup, like some of us might text back and might text our exes, or kind of we go back and forth a little bit, like, I want to break up, I want to get back together. That's normal, that's part of being a human. So allow yourself also to have all those feelings, but stay committed to feel the way you want to feel. So what I was saying is that after you have the releases and you experience that lightness of when you finally let go, when you have that release, start wiring in the way you want to feel, the new version of yourself that you want to be, or the new, whatever it is, because I'm just trying to describe different examples, but it's going to be different for everyone. If you're in the context of a breakup, or in the context of leaving a job, or moving to a new place, so focus in that vision of what you want. Everything has to be kind of working at the same time. So do what you need to do to release, to let go, to feel the unfilled stuff, to release any kind of tension, the resistance. And once you start feeling the space, that you create when you release, start filling up that space, or allow yourself to receive the things that are going to fill up the space, the new things that are going to come into your life. But the one thing that I wanted to emphasize is, like, be committed to at least maintain the space, or again, depending on where you are, depending on your experience, stay committed to that vision of what you want and how you want to feel. I hope you feel inspired. Of course, if there's any questions, anything else that you would like me to explain, always feel free to reach out, to comment. Thank you so much for watching, for being part of this journey. I hope to see you in my next video. Peace and love.